boys with omo Jimmy you. Paul Adamochi wa ba kokora na mo wa bodru a asase radio area ho omo bodru a on the way. Esi ananse na opie na moka so enje obewu no obeso chem so e fit hwade bi oye. Mrs. Sankofo wi. Omo Jimmy tu. Me ameni di matam kwa na me honto me night say me ano I say me am problem. Na in fact obitu sorry no pa. Na me hwehwia na me hwehwia me wan people Jimmy na my okay. Eno na start me dey o an. Me sorry no pa na me hwehwia say me di o matama na I said me nom coffee. I just say adopa me didi ye omo Jimmy tu. MBB erade ye ka Jimmy hwe ade bi o ye papa penyin toto wa boadura ye basa. Why realization? There's nothing better in him. Nankasa na nke training get here. Omo nyina boni omodi konkonsa omodi eduabo aya bomo. They are going to die and they will leave some spaces for good people to fill the spaces. Enwa na yeka. Enwa ntime me so na pa. Me sorry ya na my we are na me hwehwia. Ah baby ni ba kono Jimmy afen my fit. Omo Jimmy too. Omo na inspirational. Omo Jimmy nti. De bia na me de omo assess ponchim so obi di ponchi echi. Modwa. Munya me na se mo se mo amoye adwuma ma MPP no. Na se me wo se mo America kra. Adwuma we dey rough. Omo na omo ye kekekeke ma MPP. E be kasa ma MPP. Ko bu se omo mo start here no mo nyina abre no. Enafo mo. So wo gitum say me ba be kasa ma MPP me na me MPP ba power enye dwuma ketwa e de say yaka che se ko castrate bonsam edin fucking because bonsam your ba na say be ma hu be on start ade ba ko edin wo wiase pa na say be ka say ye dwuma ma MPP no omombra power e de say se ko castrate bonsam because bonsam no your ba na say be ma hu be untwa they say be wo some breba na mo 1.5 years be na mo bre 42 years no emu 2 years grandma ena munyina ma emre no na muji sejibo da for mana. Do you think it's about getting up in the morning or just turning on camera or turning on something and say John Muhammad do I say and this work ground for when no share the day no me say munima mo amoso mo kasa ba MPP de muntwa mo dinam ko hwe mo start here munyina mo o ma yira enso ye ginim busa mo se adentina boy we pa into no umbrella na hwe oyu se djuma ketwa oyu se okasa 2 days na onya power oyu se okasa 2 days na ba omi obi anim so e liar no akupa and it does not work like that though. A discipline, consistency, and most importantly you need to make sure your facts are right. The facts no and no problem no some be kan no kre no eno na muntumi nka no inti mo be bre me hu se mo kra ma bre me na go se me bro because me menya to me and I'm protected to me because omo mo di power eye NDC mo nim nyansa even though me MPP no I still trust the NDC so mo betuma abo Ghana na mo muntwa 42 years muntwa mu 2 years kra no ma bre mo ye should 1 hour 45 minutes ma koda hwe ye say dey give to me would my dey give to me ye dey no kre ye the consistency ye the discipline and ye dey to me. And that has been our hallmark for years. Now, so what you say, over because of 6 months, over because of 1 year, na Ghana phone yina adwina sesa, na ehu ba omi aso Yesu Kristo dia, and the wa wija, mo be bre papa. They say mo say movim ni nyina akofom. Dede amode start here, me se mo se mo be kasa ma MPP no, muntwa mo ni hwe mochi. Mo de muntwa mo ni hwe mochi. Na oya smart so a. Captain Smart oh. Captain Smart don't know. Also, obeto plane amadi crew before no MP. Captain. Hey. Captain don't know. Me say one day mutu wa na captain be kan Captain. Na say me say captain I can say hi or the $250 million. Hey captain, nyabotal. Nipa ncher. Hey your campaign. Ye nyina ya izin ye ho. Captain 250 million just get to. But captain no point smart nti. This what Jim Mike. Me pede me sha won bo me ka kire won. Me the $250 million. Hey, Captain, also on this crabo. Ya she said, oh, Antobiasi JSS enko $250 million. Capo. Ya be she said, LA primary ne ukru won be yakodi MP na $250 million enko ebe broso. Obi abeda ni billionaire okromo nti captain tete so na me amini pa no captain me feel na also feel me tete so na nsa no ebi o kana me masheme kapi captain smart or hard guy too me penasem dread say me senior brother no Imbre captain say papa that dem be share this on radio hey captain zoom papa da captain but captain hard guy say competition dey mu be din ye me dey me ka bibia o the captain kind of maker hey captain Jema and the captain say bo hu dua kan ho hey cap ade we hu Gabby akabetu maka 250 million manako eduaboda odi bo echire no ene na ha me no because so we want to different from inside o Gabby so we get the MP na ana inside the FFF na wure ma Gabby eduaboda the territory dey kaminya ya anke enye hu bibi menka so ntumi nye. You are a very resourceful guy. Okaso baby be obeye. But ediabona territory DB no diabono and no ha me kakra because so oka na went manja kra dia and omunim say e obeye bi no went man be ni nyina. Na odi diabono tariasia na yes so ye the fenchem e ho so problem no no. Kat we ne me nyina ye ni inside no. Capito. The smarto. The capitano. Smart captain. Ghana politics home. Minimu rough me. Minimu rough. 80 sometimes between Ghana politics hey we hard Ghana. Any politicians no be a problem. Mona musoku politicians in some MPP for between Ghana for na MPP for kasa and be send na be a press conference. Ne 2 years for. You don't understand. We are part and we will support the my best. Akwa we okikanse we are okono petition da. Muna muso kinkwasi asem no. Muna moye mbobo enye politician. Politician de so ene djuma. Un politicien au l'argent pourquoi les gens les fantrer les jobs. Inqui politique au Afrique du Sud Ghana. EMP Capitano, El Cap Smart et le centre les impôts équipe parlementaire les promisés. Pourquoi Gomois in fete bibio Virginia all right, now today team, are we good to go? All right, let's take our business. And answer the best start. No one the started. The will be able to heaven.
Bama will try to at the tin and name over hell. Utili you know wrong. We are jai ship na yanko upon the brew Jaina and war. Men to winning. Bama and quay you about who you about that. You know raw opa yina. Men yim quatete when I know one no. Budget and quantity lalas go here. These are all the products the cotton was samado. Also, open life because who chasing the young girls in the church. Open warm. To another so then we jam ranting to unity and wapaya boy. Yes. 1 hour pay a boy, Ubeko hellfire. Look at this small thing. You did it yourself. Ufisa a life. Would your boy not a life, but a cheek. Any pride. Hey, I give you officer we a life, but Nyanku position a cheek.
So we dear. So Minka sentia preaching about we dear sofo. Uko hu we nyina wa samado. We hu real estate business via ho. Why should they who said a bit to me aye easiest way to solve galamsey. Crack. Say be easy. So we do ko we hu senia inti samando samampo mo shede ni kwan papa bi o ha hu bi abeto we cheche mache ana investment bank papa bi no businessmen or more idea we nchede hu bi. There's always what you say, and never come with some Jim. So, also, into course, a man negative unguana wing. Also, into course, a man negative unqua. Namitia Matatian, we never me dem with some Jim. Also, Osaka say shaving and put them half. Some of them is shaving to my clean. It's not a sort of so. It's almost with John about you say cash or Boko Zamji. Almost with John about you never go with Zamjim. Hey, I'm with Omonko, almost shaving clean shave for you now. Omboko Zamjim. And I will say clean shave near, but almost Matatiano no. Rick Ross. So for say, what would you about that Matatiano now? Coco Shaboturo. What it about you? I don't know. When that was so for any population, you know, boys don't use your way. Aye, boys, yeah, or use your way. And the thing is, for any back go, a boy for and a boy for the crop, and as some crazy. So for that's also get your chance of come desperate, but go with some Jim. So I come here to Anna, come into it. Because pass the mama, also because pass the mama. Come despite at two. Come despite as I to a boy. With me a shape. So make a pass mama, who make a pass mama, who suffer. Indeed, it is yes of over says ya then, young one to pay Nantiana. Yen Yashua, one anti crum nansana, as on Yamiana. Yes, ya dear pani, and also, we preaching the Matthias, but me who your money be ye. The okay woman no credit say, oh, my matiti or my. Omo to got na baba say fa brush fa my phone na my body menim nye se kukuo no so for o de unya correct o de nkukuo de unya correct so omo de ofu se nketi ya na matete ho no wa body ofu de mukika ho na watete ho na ya brimu na wo sa ko bunzam hey na man for di uyire agwa de be pentokwa. All right, now let's take our business here. Now there's BBC in there I want us to talk about, and it's about Dankwa Institute. And Sam George Bakobus. Sam George is what Sam George Bakobus. Yes, Sam George. So for someone what to a boy Ubako, Sam George Krabbo, and you say it's not even about 0212 Ubakobus. I Sam George Ubakobus. It what to you Sam George Ubako. I intend to go. I want to go was out to the straight to become some the ending us of what a heavy network grab putting or did to be from one or become straight. Now, today I saw a video and there was an event. I say a year Dankwa Institute and a year event and Ghana for Munti Bibiase. The MPP are still getting something wrong. Normally, this is not my job. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to be telling the MPPs, oh, Jimmy. But what Jimmy and can't just wait Jimmy, I know I've given him and that is the problem. And so be Jimmy, onims with Jimmy, our chance with Jimmy, non person with Jimmy. They be no Jimmy Sam, and that is the canker, the disease what MPP Musisia. They are still trying to defend their foolishness and why they lost the elections. They are still not allowing wisdom to take over the party. They are still not putting their ego aside to understand the real issues that sent them to opposition, which is going to keep them in opposition for years. And that is one thing a political party like the NPP is taking them years to realize. And I don't know why such a fundamental thing, I was a party opposition, especially wako opposition, we lose our opponent 57% or 38%. Technically, that your recovery or sitting back to reflect on what made you go into opposition. So when to my within 6 months, not 90% of Muamugu party nine. Because in the history of world politics, party BNY when 38%. As far as I know, in the history of world politics, candidate BNY when 38%. That alone should tell you, said the MPP at least should sit and say, Dabi, we need to accept the reality, speak about the reality, and allow people to help us. But this is a situation where MPP and that's my problem with that party. So it becomes difficult for Enquarano to listen to Impenifono wisdom. And it becomes so difficult for Impenifono to be wise because almost and when you listen to the NPP on why they lost the elections, we MPP 4-5. Now, some say, how? Tell us, at the Ebasena Muluzi election, Nipa 5 will be about different reasons. And then Nipa 5 KQ, when you take the national executives, those contesting and those already there, now we 5-5, they will all give you different reasons for losing election 2024. So there's a big problem in the party. In Kwana Jimmy and a penifone about them. Now, and the MPP for say omo ye event to be or Dankwa Institute omo a name on the 2026 Liberty Lecture. And remember, anytime you are a dear friend of Dankwa Institute, you know, whatever comes out from that institute is tribalism, capitalism, vindictiveness, and lies. And that is the 4 pillars of Dankwa Institute. Capitalism, vindictiveness, corruption. They are basically an institute. It is filled with tribal bigots who feel so entitled. When you see any other tribe person who is being hailed by the Dankwa Institute, you know, now it means they have gotten another dog they can use, like Richard Ahiagbah. It is Otchere-Darko Institute, Gabby Otchere-Darko, Ken Ofori-Atta, Nanado Dankwa Kufuado. Omobusiafo no motesa Dankwa Institute, you know, to come and do what? Whitewash Ekufuado's criminality, his father's criminality, and also make people think, say, almost our group, you know, they are entitled and they are supposed to be given position. And that is the basis for Dankwa Institute. Almost Dankwa Institute to come and help Ghana in anything. Almost Dankwa Institute, because of their selfish interest, the arrogance and the pure stupidity of feeling first-class citizen than others. And that is what Dankwa Institute, what's here? Because since I was starting, you know, on to the Dankwa Institute, they have been part of any progressive conversation. It has always been about, they took this from us. It has always been about, it has always been about, we are better than people. It has always been about, drugs, they can't show their certification. Dankwa Institute, it was built to clean the dirty job of Ofori-Atta's father and his grandfathers. That Ofori-Atta, that is what it represents. It's to clean a particular group of people who feel so entitled and think they are better than even their own relatives. Don't get it wrong when you hear Dankwa Institute. It is not anything that is put together to help have a dialogue to move this nation forward. No, it is one of the most tribal, arrogant, selfish, tribalistic, corrupt group from the Dankwa Institute. So it's all about validation. They want validation. They want people to accept them, say they are not criminals. They want people to believe them, say they are more knowledgeable. They want people to think, say they have a space in our political settings. It is all about trying to belong. The inferiority complex in those people, because any better record, greedy. All that they want to do is snitch on people, feed on people like insects or leeches. All that they do is always trying to put people's head together. No, that is Dankwa Institute. So what is a Dankwa Institute? Dankwa Institute. It is all for validation. And still, for years and years, they have tried to infiltrate our democratic dispensation. No? They have still not been able to break that because we see them, at least Ofori-Atta Kromfowe, Gabby Otchere-Darko Kromfowe, which very soon we will all know. And the likes of Atachia and the Omoheneno. So these are born liars. That's basic. That's it. Now, almost some event to be. Team, stay with me. Now, event, you know, it was about election, no, but you see, they are doing everything possible to lie to Baumia. they still feel Bawumia, with all due respect, is an idiot. And from the way Bawumia too is nodding and laughing and finding it difficult to make decisions, he looks like an idiot, with all due respect. Now, Mustafa Hamid, a potential jailbird, a potential jailman, another criminal, named the Okoye NPA, and the original court per OSP's documentation. He's being investigated, he's being prosecuted. So technically, Mustafa Hamid is not different for Jema Wontumi, because Wontumi is still being prosecuted and being investigated. The same as Mustafa Hamid. It's Mustafa Hamid. Or Chai Wontumi ana Odafie na Wontumi down Sawom. He will join Wontumi at Nsawom. Now, Mumianko tie statement be Mustafa Hamid made today in front of Gabby Otchere-Darko. Gabby go jail and Chebia Mubati. In front of Gabby Otchere-Darko, in front of Nanado Danko Ekufuado, and Eyede Mahamudu Sledge Bawumia, in front of these three people. Mumianko tie, ye we are not MPP for the reality. Maybe they're struggling, or they just don't want people to tell them the truth. And I'm catching on about how the party is divided. Yet the caucus in parliament, how they all want African marking changed, how Mahmoud Bawumia is thinking of changing African. And let me tell you, after they are done with their national and general secretary election, they will change African marking and tell the world that it is all about the regional balance. I'm telling you today. After they are done with their national elections, no more national chairman, no more general secretary, they will change African marking and they will give him that excuse to say it is because of regional balance. They will change him. They will change African marking after the national elections. Amu person omu yi omu chairman we, amu person omu yi omu general secretary. The moment they are done, omu change African marking, omu catch and say regional balance into the parliament one ye yi ne free African, they will change you. But let's go to the real issues, or the real issue, which is Mustafa Hamid speaking in front of Mahamudu Sledge Bawumia and Gabby Otchere-Darko and Ekufuado. Now, let's go listen to him very well. And he was talking about the election they lost. Mahmoud Bawumia being a Muslim. And the co-mininis he was saying, MPP for ADB, because it looks like still they are very foolish.
Choosing a presidential candidate who happened to be a Muslim in 2024 did not in any way turn the majority of Muslims in Ghana from voting for the NDC. In fact, the polling station near the Kumasi Central Mosque at Asawase did not vote the MPP, even after Dr. Bawumia refurbished that mosque and commissioned it in 2023. So the electoral geography largely explains why the present NDC administration has appointed many more Muslims from northern Ghana than previous MPP administrations. In 2024, President Mahama secured approximately 1.38 million votes, more than 1/5 of Mahama's national votes from Savannah, Northern, Upper East, Upper West, and Northeast alone, 21% of his entire national tally of 6.5 votes. Such political realities will inevitably influence the regional compositions of government. Dr. Bawumia, on the other hand, received a total tally of 759,108 votes from those 5 regions, which is 15.56% of his national tally. Thus, fewer than 1 in every 6 of Bawumia's nationwide votes came from the 5 northern regions. You cannot therefore dishonestly repackage this evidence to prophesy that electing Dr. Bawumia on an MPP ticket will certainly shift the balance of power from the South, and from Christians to Muslims. In fact, Dr. Bawumia's tolerance for Christian religious ceremonies has often incurred him the displeasure of sections of the population. Indeed.
So, also, I'm just say MPP for Jimmy, or say, Mimuadie. This is Mustafa Hamid. And the MPP as a political party still think, say, Mahmoud Bawumia getting 38% in 2024 elections, it is because he's a Muslim. That is my biggest problem with party, They are all can say, Mahmoud Bawumia, and yet because you're a Muslim, you lose the election. No, the issue is what they are trying to put out there, and they say, in Kremofo and Toma Baumia, and Baumia they are religiously or tolerant. And the question here is, do you think Baumia lost election 2024 because he's a Muslim? And that is something that MPP form Pedifo no Jiminti, they still cannot move away from it to let the grassroots, their own piglets on the streets, who don't read, who are tribal, who are stupidly ignorant to understand, say, Mahmoud Baumia did not lose the elections because he's a Muslim. Mahmoud Baumia lost the elections on two grounds. Baumia lost the elections because Mahmoud Baumia was seen and known as a liar. And secondly, Mahmoud Baumia lost the elections because of your bad governance. These are the two things. There are other things that are minor, corruption, arrogance, but the main things are amount for Gina so the two abatia MPP. It's not because Baumia being a Muslim. It is because Baumia was seen as a liar. And that is the most important thing you people are supposed to address. And then Ghanaians lived through the worst government in the history of the Republic of Ghana. Because nan Kenya Baumia or my hopes in 2014, 15, 16, 17. And Kenim say dollar bet to do 18. Nan Kenim say fuel a liter can get to 23. Now Kenim that say Ghana's inflation could rise all the way to 53. We never knew until Mahmoud Baumia, the liar, took over and told us he's in charge of our finances because the economic management team, he was in charge. It is a OBMPP ni not the Jimmy Kajo say Baumia or losing Kremofo to her. It is not because of that. The honest truth is that Mahmoud Baumia lied to Ghanaians. They got to know who Baumia is. At the latter part of the elections, Baumia decided not to speak about economy. And Baumia's trump card in entering Ghana's politics was because he said he was the whiskey when it comes to economic affairs. But going into election 2024, NASA decided not to even speak about the economy. Then it means Baumia was an imposter, a liar who lied through the ranks to become a running mate and a vice president. And so I don't know why the MPP still think say most Ghanaians went to the ballot because a woman team say Baumia and Greboni na Christopher Toma Baumia. No Christian went to the ballot thinking about Baumia's religious their background. Nobody cared. In fact, who started tribal and religious politics in Ghana? I can show you about 3 videos where Baumia went to places telling them that he has been chosen as the NPP flag bearer because he's a Muslim. And that is the lowest point of our politics, unless you are crazy before you make such stupid statements. And for this junkie, I keep telling people, the reason why I hate Mustafa Hamid is because he always does politics with religion. He does politics with religion. And that is what I hate about this criminal Muslim, with all due respect. Because you see, any Muslim or politics or they assume or a danger to the nation. Any Muslim obey politics or they religion or a danger, the same as a Christian. Any Christian who does politics and tries to sneak in, use a religious background as his trump card, that Christian too is dangerous. Into Mustafa Hamid, his political life has been rallying behind their religious their hatred to do his politics. But the fact of the case is simple. Mahmoud Baumia today, every single Ghanaian knows he's a liar. He's an imposter. And every liar is a thief. That is why he supervised the greatest thievery in our political history as the vice president of the republic, because we knew Akufo-Addo, or we still knew Akufo-Addo was a toy president who could not see and write and sign. Into the idea, the argument that Baumia is a Muslim. No. We love Muslims. We admire Muslims in Ghana. We have interfaith marriages. We live in houses as Muslims and Christians. It does not come in at all. It does not come into the argument. The anger towards Baumia is because he is a liar. That is what you people need to know. So you need to tell him in his face. A guy who came into politics, answer your best signing Obia in the football club or in any capacity, it is what you bring on the table. Baumia came into politics as an economist. Baumia didn't come into politics as a shoemaker, as a tailor, as a seamstress, or whatever you want to call him. But Bawumia came with a CV saying he is an economist who, through his submissions and also his ideas, we will be able to manage the economy well. We ended up at IMF. We saw the hardship under Mahamudu Bawumia. So why are you still saying to Ghanaians, say Bawumia? Because it's not because Bawumia is a Muslim. Yawa inkremofo mu nimu nyansa kano kure. Bawumia inkremoni muna fiki on kano kure no nimu nyansa or didi no kure. And that is something it's hard to say to him, but you need to say to him. And if I can tell you for a fact, Ghanaians haven't changed their mind about Bawumia. Nobody or nimu nyansa will change their mind about Bawumia because he's still the same person. He has not come out to even say, I am sorry for lying to you people. He has not had that or respect for Ghanaians to do that. When was the last time Bawumia spoke on the economy? He's waiting for a calamity to happen to Ghana, our economy, for him to foolishly come and speak. No. We want him to still give the lectures. We want him to still show us that whatever is happening today, he can do better. He can't. So guys, we beg you, stop staying behind religious nonsense and trying to polish Bawumia. Bawumia technically is a liar who cannot get out of. He has been cursed as a liar and he will live in his lies. Because as we speak today, Mahamudu Bawumia, upon all that is happening in Ghana today, cannot still speak about the economy because he lied his way through. It is obedient because, oh, and away no. Let me tell you something. In Kremoform Ghana, 90% of in Kremoform Tuaba, they didn't go to vote because Bawumia and Kremonia and Mahama ye Christoni. They didn't care about that. The basic line is that they wanted somebody they could trust. That's finished. 90% of people who voted in 2024, they wanted to give their heart to somebody they can trust because they have weighed politicians and how they talk, live their life. Consistently, they have learned what is behind politics. So 90% of Muslims, Christians, they didn't go to the ballot to say Eshemitrim Baomi and Christian be called ballot say, oh, Baomi and Cremonitimen to man. No. That moment they were thinking about the corruption, DDEP, a dollar war, a petrol war. These were the things they were thinking about. Like, who? This guy, we have given the country to him for 8 years. And today I am buying fuel for 23 per liter. I'm not going to fucking give my country back to such a liar. That is what people base their votes on. Now, to make it easy, team, stay with me. You see this. Look at the map, 2024 map. Ghana elections, presidential regional results. Now look at this. How can any fool tell me people went to vote because Bawumia is a Muslim? People voted against him because he's a Muslim. When you look at Ghana's map, 16 regions, NPP were able to take only 3. Ask yourself, are they the other regions? This should clearly tell you, you fools talking there and making it look like Bawumia is not to be blamed. Bawumia is to be blamed because the candidate does not have the credibility to convince a blind, with all due respect, a blind Ghanaian, because every single thing he does is full of lies. This is presidential regional results 2024. Now, when you take your time and you look at the numbers, let me expand it. Send me a question. Kevin Dadame. Now, let me expand it. Now, you see the numbers. Look at the numbers very well. When you go all the way to the left top corner, we have Upper West region. Total vote, 236,657. All these people there, you think that they went to vote against Bawumia? All because Bawumia is a Muslim? But that is green. How many Muslims are in Upper West? How many Muslims live in Upper West? You want to tell me every Muslim in Upper West hates Bawumia? You want to underestimate and undermine the intelligence of Muslims in Ghana? Now you move to the right, Upper East, 469,789. Are they all against Bawumia because he's a Muslim? Do you know the number of Muslims in Upper East? Let's talk about Northeast, where Bawumia is from. 62,688 total votes that was recorded there. I'm asking you, are they all Muslims who hate Bawumia? This is the reality here. The reality is that Bawumia cannot be trusted, and he still cannot be trusted because he's a liar. And you people came into office, turned the whole country into 16 regions. When we had 10 regions, we could not even manage. In Kwasia 47, we turned into 16 regions. Today, you are saying Muslims, people hate Christians voted against Bawumia because he's a Muslim. We are talking about even the northern region, upper east, upper west. We're talking about northeast. We are talking about Muslim-dominated areas. Why? You want to try and say Sebio, you think they all went to vote because they hate Bawumia? Bawumia is a Muslim like them. But they know Bawumia is a liar and every liar is a thief. Now you come all the way down. Northern region, total vote, 882,000. There are so many Muslims in the northern region. How many votes did Bawumia get? Edian Kwasia argument in Mustafa Hamek Moya Yenoho in the name of cleaning Mahmoud Bawumia. Bawumia is dead shit. You can't clean him. Bawumia is a dead shit. You can clean him with, and the Christians, and stop this foolish religious politics. MPP is not going to bring Mahmoud Bawumia back. Now, come all the way down to Savannah. 78,000 over people voted. Do you know the number of Muslims in the Savannah region? Do you know? So you want to tell me all the Muslims, they hate Bawumia, all the Christians, they hate Bawumia? You cannot make such an argument. That argument is flat. It is stupid. It is filled with internet. Who Mustafa Hamid? Who Naoma Bawumia a dangerous politician? Because the kind of religious sentiment you are like a Sharia person. You will at a point will encourage Bawumia so be the party because the way you do your things, it makes people scared of you and Mahmoud Bawumia because you are too extreme. You Mustafa Hamid. And you see, you come down, you come to a place like Bono East. You know the number of Muslims and Christians there. Bono total. Even Ashanti region. How many votes? It's the argument I'm making this out. What kind of argument is that? Then you stand and tell us to say, Mahmoud Bawumia, because of religious lines, he was not given the nod. No. Bawumia is a liar. And most Ghanaians became very enlightened before election 2024. And they realized that Bawumia is from 4 on Kanokre. Until you, Mustafa Hamid, people like you, you make Muslims scared of Bawumia because the kind of doctrine the idea of terrorism now what Mustafa Hamid would if Bawumia gets power, so when you're ready to you bring Sharia law into Ghana. You Mustafa Hamid, you are too extreme. You are not able to move away from religious politics. Look at the reality and speak on the reality. The reality is that diggings were not good. The economy was dying. Every single thing was down. Security was down. Every fucking thing Bawumia was in charge of was down. So why should any rational Ghanaian walk to the ballot and say, me tuama Bawumia? And most Ghanaians are not stupid. So the argument you are making, now, let's go listen to him again. Now, then compare it to this map I'm showing
Choosing a presidential candidate who happened to be a Muslim in 2024 did not in any way turn the majority of Muslims in Ghana from voting for the NDC. In fact, the polling station near the Kumasi Central Mosque at Asawase did not vote the MPP even after Dr. Bawumia refurbished that mosque and commissioned it in 2023. So the electoral geography largely explains why the present NDC administration has appointed many more Muslims from northern Ghana than previous MPP administrations. In 2024, President Mahama secured approximately 1.38 million votes, more than 1/5 of Mahama's national votes from Savannah, Northern, Upper East, Upper West, and Northeast alone. 21% of his entire national tally of 6.5 votes. Such political realities will inevitably influence the regional compositions of government. Dr. Bawumia, on the other hand, received a total tally of 759,108 votes from those 5 regions, which is 15.56% of his national tally. Thus, fewer than 1 in every 6 of Bawumia's nationwide votes came from the 5 northern regions. You cannot therefore dishonestly repackage this evidence to prophesy that electing Dr. Bawumia on an MPP ticket will certainly shift the balance of power from the south.
Nobody is saying making Bawumia president will shift power from north to the south or whatever you call it. You know a number of. Do you think in the south they are all Christians? Mustafa Hamid is an extremist. He has this terrorism, Sharia law mentality. He doesn't even like Bawumia. 2024 elections, Sika Oriano, how much did he put into Bawumia's campaign? Ask Mustafa Hamid. The reason why the MPP don't want to see this Mozambique guy is because the money that he took from the NPA from the time he took that opposition, he never put a dime in Bawumia's campaign. Do you know the reason why? Because he knows Bawumia is a liar. He knows Bawumia was never going to win the elections. They are going to play this religious card because they don't want to be honest with their people and to Bawumia. Bawumia is a failed individual, a failed politician. We all know. Bawumia, technically, the honest truth is, you, the MPP people, if the NDC had paraded Bawumia as their candidate, what would you have said? You, the MPP piglets. Let's say Bawumia nanko ya NDC ni, and NDC wa power, and NDC parody Bawumia as their flag bearer. And kamo MPP den and kambeka. Kambeka se Jimmy Nibe na mode ne ma ye no. Kronfua on kind of krebe ni. Mobe said dinatem because he's a Muslim. We know you people. We know you fucking idiots in the MPP. How you think and how you do your things. You, Mustafa Hamid, you are the same person who said we need the Bible and the Quran in the Jubilee House. You are too extreme. The extremism in your speeches, the way you think you can take over Ghana. That's what I'm saying. Mahmoud Bawumia might not be an extremist, but Mustafa Hamid hanging around Mahmoud Bawumia, technically, especially Samira, they are going to force Bawumia to be an extremist when power is given to Bawumia, because and who you are, and these kind of people are around Mahmoud Bawumia, Mustafa Hamid, Samira Bawumia. These are extremists. These are people who will kill for power. They don't fucking care about we being in a country where we are living together in harmony. No. And Nunema Bawumia, you yourselves, you think or you're dangerous to Ghana. No, we are not looking at Bawumia. Say, or you're Muslim intra. We are looking at Bawumia as a politician, as an economist, as a vice president who was in charge of our economy, as a vice president who told us in opposition what he can do, the things he will bring. Mahmoud Bawumia, all the things he told us, factual things that he said he could make it possible. We were looking up to it. Mahmoud Bawumia, at the latter part of NPP's governance, he basically did not speak about the things that brought him to power. What brought Bawumia to power? It was the lectures, the symposia and symposiums, the nonsense talk and making everything look simple. The money is there. Go to Bank of Ghana. We can give you the money. And the economy, it is there. Those were the things people are expecting Bawumia to go through it. But this joker decided to bring in something we call digitalization, which is just a propeller. Because digitalization, at the end of the day, cannot be on its own until something pushes it into, it cannot be a main policy. Digitalization that he was rallying around was just a propeller. If we sell, if we grow, we have to use digitalization to sell. So digitalization is not the main policy. Digitalization is a sub. It basically a propeller. It is a conveyor belt. So you cannot sit on digitalization or whatever you call it and say we are going to build our nation around digitalization. When you grow the yam and you want to sell the yam, that is when digitalization comes in. So it comes in as a board that jumps that your product to be sold easily for you to get access to the market. So you sell you grow the yam in the north. You make sure that you are able to make sure you put the yam on the digital platform so that people can get access to your product. It will be sold quicker, you get your money. So it is not the main policy. But Bawumia Bonwa, he wanted to hide from the economic questions, fundamental questions. This joker hid behind digitalization, thinking we are stupid, we wouldn't educate the people, open their horizon to know that he's a failed politician. We are not stupid again. You people should be realistic with the people. More dada Bawumia, MPP, the foolish masses, they don't read, they don't understand, they don't want to allow themselves to be trained and read to, and also be taught the facts. Those are the fools you are misleading. Those are the fools you are misleading. And extremists like Mustafa Hamid should not even be speaking about Mahmoud Bawumia being a Muslim. You see, now put Bawumia and Mahama side by side. And anytime you say, Sanka NDC na womu position, enanka omo power, enanka omo de Bawumia ba ese omo candidate anka nkwasi afodera mobeka. From Bawumia's record, or the vice president for 8 years. Senkamo MPP na more power. And NDC for parody Baumia as their flag bearer. Kadien and Kamobeka. We want to know what you would have Kadien be free monuma by 9. Tell me dim what time anymore. Because more Jimmy fundamentally you just don't want to admit to the disrespect, the highest level of corruption, the way you rank this economy, you run it through the mud, the way you disrespect the presidency, how you, the MPP, thought that power was never going to leave. And that is what we want you people to understand. Until you get to that point where you tell your followers the truth, when you are able to overcome tribalism and also religious politics, we will bring you to the table. But from what we are seeing in Korane Jimmy and Penifona Bodam, now see what he was doing. Okojina program listen, look at this.
Ninyoma eya oye eye nwa nyama peya esisi ni nyina free radio aseda for ya ese one fama erade no Nyama paya enshira ni na free radio da for ya se one famano.
Sangwa say sentiment. This is what they do when they are in opposition. Sa no mo ye embrebe ko fa da na samwa ba ye. Agogo bongo kroko ewifongwa na wo se akoko kontwa sa no mo ye kofo power epe power de no mo ye enyume no manto we oya extremist. He hates Muslims. When he give him the opportunity obetume twani party or circle Mustafa Hamid, and these things they are doing, they are acting. I am an MPP personal. That is how we operate. Me MPP ni. This is our basic principle. Lie to the people, pretend, let them feel angry, use their tribe, their religion to make them angry, and give us power to disrespect them. That is MPP. So MPP 101 or Otchere Mohono. Oh, me enkrebo ni na metu nyamenyom. Ne one is saying, "Ya wasantin kremo yo infantin kremo. Ya nzman kremo." John Dramani Mahama obetuba recite Quran actually boy Christoni. So what is so extraordinary about this comedy? Eya nyum no obi ato eya kasa. You see, there are Christians who were born Muslims who can recite the Quran. So does that mean say sa Christian or Papa Christo Muslim? No. And these are the childish kind of politics they do. Kamube shia muse na kamaka chegana for say Otchere-Darko aba inwan ekufu ade takonjom say koto eno otete. And Kamusia Museno, Namakacha said, we are reasonable people. We are against corruption. We are going to bring Ofori-Atta to come and answer to his stewardship, to prove to you people we are not dogs. We are not liars. We are not thieves. But none of you men with balls, you have not been able to bring Ofori-Atta home to come and answer for his stewardship. You foolishly sit there and want rational guardians to say, Muni munyansa, yamfama tumi mamo, yamamu tumi namo fanya dieng. You need the power for what? What do you need the power for? You want the power to go and protect Ofori-Atta. You need the power to protect Chairman to me. That is why you need the power. Into power, and already said, that is the principle. Because you don't condone corruption. You are not protectors of corruption. You are not people who are not willing to change. Bring Ofori-Atta home. Because Otchere-Ofori-Atta, Gabby, Otchere-Kufuado, the MPP as a political party calls for a press conference with the former president sitting there, Fremont Paris sitting there, the party NEC, National Executive Council, including J.A. Kufuor, push him to come and sit there and tell Ofori-Atta to come home. Because the Dankwa Buzia tradition is not a traditional so why haven't you been able to do it? And you want us to forget these things. And then, because an extremist is singing Christopher Nyumunti, Yanfa to me Mabaumia, Opodam Chel Yonku Namencha Usubain. Chelamo Yonku, Namencha Usubain, and these are actors. We have seen them. I can show you J.A. Kufuor Baye, Nyamenyumo de Baye, the battery is the Lord. That is what they do. They always go out there and recruit hungry disease of a people. Akoko bonko kroko ni anim se mo wia hotel e de mo madian ye ni anim akoko bonko kroko ni anim se sana jantre ni baba be finance minister okromu andakofo ni anim modwa akoko bonko kroko e de na egu ye nkwan mu nkwase akeka ni anim se jantre ni e na baba be finance minister andakofo to buy hotels in the name of yenim nipa oto ni anim akoko abokokro ni anim se Ghana at 50 there will be a forensic report saying Rekubrobe Kodjompieni J.A. Kofo himself they are criminals. Would you say Jimiana? This is the new Ghana. This is the kind of journalism you don't want to experience, but you will experience it till you people die. Yet Tiene Kufo Dubai ya bo udi na ya fro je Kufo bo ni din e na akoko bo kokroko ya tia na nkwasiafo mo kofa mikimo ba be di mo yire ene mo mma e wo Jubilee House mo bodam mo ena mo adwini adwuma hu dan na samoa sa akoko a wonya ezin na nam kromu a kwasiasam nko a ende wo pokresra onnam a iso tiati atachem kwasiafo nyina mo sa mo lai ba be dada Ghana fo ade chia munya tumi na mama aye den alangadwa we mama the contract on tumi nchiro ni din kwasiafo. You think we have forgotten all these things? Mo betina opposition 42 years. Erade kasa na wakoma to miyemu na etikroma enkofo de nyame na de omaba na enim se motumi chichiri wi nom ewia ketekete obekwa akufo ade fie na one Mickey Mouse akwana no ya Greek minister na no fia se ekono omutumi anum wi nom ne kontomira fra moa yetikroma na mode planting for food and jobs bae e na mokofa ka ba akokofa embodie begu nkran se obi amfri Ghana meto bodie won kran momo ya moa hu momo ma me charge a ene Tuesday me shadan ko minim sa me charge a hu kwasiafo a whole Greek ministry say planting for food and jobs okofa e de ka ba ko no se abode betim gumu e no de be sinkran ministries otumfo ensha chacha memento bode won kran kwasiafo mentam to mi mamo he momo boda mo ye tre krom nyoma esisi e refi onye se refi me say mo pese ehu se mo nya wifo the party you are leading no it is not a criminal entity. Go and bring Ofori-Atta. Hey, let's flip the coin. Imagine say NDC ni MP minister and a power assistant na kwatina bruchi kan kwasiafo ebebe na mbebu we are de ka obeko Peace FM obeko OKFM almost 30 obu show na ka bo say yes MPP NDC for minister bi na edwa na kwatina bruchi kan mo beti news papa na kwame despite nkwara ne gugu so nkwase akeka ye de ya asantefo ai ende de nyumbre peace 104.3 na kase bona ye de bram ye de frɛ ship house a ahia yakobi foforo na ende nyumbre de akonie eye president Mahama ne NDC obofo minister wotu bata won oti abrochiri ya twena me say ya boma ya se krotwa mansa de sebio otonsuo ma ne ho sensan de ho we ye NDC for former finance minister eno asem no yeduru eye ho a ye bedwudwam na kwase bi so enua enya grow de ekoso nie kwase asem yenim how dramatic and how selfish people are yenim na nyini ye bofro nkwan de nim na di ye yenim se de modwene yenim act ni nyina yenim atena onyankopon onim nyansa ntino ne yenim mo ntena ye enti mo mutikasa na ye tikasa no mutumi dwudwam a ye bedwudwam enti mo kofo Ofori-Atta mra na NDC for every power na omo finance minister akosha abrochi oso ma na ngekuru nke betena ha ke benya ahemfo a omo be press ahemfo be press conference ke benya ahema momo yi omo toma akase omo nti ase anke betena kroma kire history be free mo anwonafo nkwasiafo a mo free Togo mo de ntafo a mo free Burkina ka mo be kire ase ene de mo nipa akosha abrochi ombre fi a mo bebu be mo the Bible be dada ye mo di koro mo bodam mo go Ofori-Atta mra se ne ato aba Jimmy amu Jimmy wo krom ha Jimmy ni ko foma kopie eyi ase yes ye nimu mu Jimmy ana Jimmy ayefo afena Jimmy ye two it said ye two folds. Munya to me ye wudi amuye mu Jimmy na Jimmy ya kono etumi kwa kopie yase obi ewu na yase na mu Jimmy na atumi kopie ye nimu ana na ende mo be kire senia yan chichire Ghana na mo no mo ye de mo boda MP mo ko foforo atambra time na mo teso Jimmy a mu Jimmy ebi ni because we Jimmy two ara mo dwa omo Jimmy two say go for we uyi nchachira uni mu nchachira eduane e fe nchachira no omo Jimmy chan nchachira MPP apu me card bearing member me card no kra we time ye koto aba no me weapons nyina go me chan make me a card bearing member me MPP ni mapa ye Jimmy two mo petumi enti ba omia oye nkreboni nti mo nka no kra nchira no so ye kromfo nka no kra. He's a liar. On Kanukre, that is what Ghanaians are still asking. Adentina on Kanukre, why is he not a truthful person? Bawumia is a liar. He's not a candidate. I'll bet you winning power or Ghana. No. You want to whitewash Bawumia. You want to use religious. Then no. Every time you people are in opposition, you always use tribal and religious nonsense to try and make Ghanaians feel so big time. We saw what you people did. We saw it. 56 people that if you mobusium at Jubilee House ye juma. We know all these things. No amount of talking. And the best is so be. Now the question every Ghanaian is asking is simple. Has Bawumia changed? Is he a new Bawumia? The Bawumia you are presenting, is it the old Bawumia we know? Or it's a new Bawumia? What is a Bawumia? What it is? Idea. It is what? Are you people bringing something different? Or is the same Bawumia we lived with for the past 8 years? He's the longest serving running mate and the longest serving vice president. Mumusa to say, is it a new machine you have manufactured or the old one we know? Because I can show you the old Bawumia we know. We want you people to tell us something different. Is it the same Bawumia? Ana mode Bawumia fufrobi makoya fufrobi or Russia na modeba? Have you people manufactured a new Bawumia? What is it? What is a Bawumia? What Ghana for Busa? Because today Ghanaians will be asking, say, me pacho MPP for candidates, no? Yes, so Bawumia diahi dadana. The same Bawumia we know and I say Bawumia fufro. But if it is the same Bawumia, then with all due respect, keep him in that bin. You people should keep him in the bin because we are here to let Ghanaians know it's the same Bawumia and it's the same Bawumia who was going around the nation telling us about a Bini.
The lives of the people of Ahiagbah matter as much as the lives of the people of East Legon or cantonments. Enti yeba hano yebesi toilets amamu. Yebesi toilets in all. Yebesi 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all. Among the people of Ahiagbah. Usori na uko toilet uya ubejari enyasa. Ubejari. 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 Usori na uko toilet uya ubejari enyasa. Ubejari enti ye be see bath houses so akaho. Ye be see 24 unit bath houses and 80 in all. 24 unit bath houses. Said there mubenya ebi mubeko na mujari anapa.
Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you to spare a moment to walk through with us the length and breadth of this country and see what, just in a sneak view, we are about to show you. A video documentary that introduces today's presentation.
Just see black and white in the world from
Here is a 38-in-1 cubicle private water closet facility for a rural community in the Ashanti region. The government is building over 1,400 of similar facilities for communities with no or disproportionate access to toilet facilities in all regions, plus 200 multi-unit flushable latrines, and has distributed over 17,000 units of Dignity toilets. Also, the government has built 4,765 toilet facilities in communities where open defecation is pervasive. All of these together is providing decent places of convenience for over 8 million people whose options would have been cut to either open defecation.
Most of the toilets in the data that we have just seen, that we in the table, are toilets that have been built under the One Constituency 1 Million project. But that is not the end of the story. We have about 6 projects under the Toilets for All policy. We have built 28,485 household toilets. 12,972 toilets have been built. Then there's ongoing construction of the Gaslit project. 5,000 toilets are being built there. The Government of Ghana Household Toilet Program, we're building 1,900 toilets there. And Rural Sanitation Model and Strategy Program, 40,348 toilets, serving 3,000 communities. And then under the Urban Sanitation Pilot Project, 21,332. So under the Toilet for All program, at least 109,000 household toilets have been constructed, benefiting 856,000 people. This is quite remarkable. 856,000 people. This is quite remarkable. 1,000 people. This is quite remarkable. People. This is quite remarkable. And because people, this is quite remarkable. And people, this is quite remarkable. People, this is quite remarkable.
The guy just said, what is about me now? This way, he's using remarkable for toilets, flashable latrines. Aqua wepa and some way, you'd be count to flashable latrines. No, you see where we say remarkable. Now, you use toilet for all. What says you to be being wasem? While Sola no power horn a twabo, Abu Shil or the two ashes suit, I can say remarkable, using remarkable. What is about me? What is that? What is about me? What does it mean? What does it represent? What is about me? And when we ask you these things, then you get pissed off. I'm asking, what is baumia? Is baumia an adjective? Is it a verb? Is it a consonant? Is baumia a phrase, idiomatic? What is baumia? This is your vice president who was in power telling us building flashable latrines is remarkable. Na niyama mutum banzani. Oh my God, Kevin in the term into my idea now, they say, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Banzani into ye Jimmy Tias and Tam Ghana and shedding some. Now go for Tamra. You people think we are stupid, right? And you see, this is where I get so mad. This is where I get so mad with the Yoko. This is where I get so mad with the Attorney General especially. This is where I get so mad with OSP, who is not a reasonable human being. You know why? Why is Ken Ofori-Atta every Ghana ha? Now Ken Ofori-Atta were over 300 companies for Ghana. Now none of these companies has been shut down. Why? If we are using the Interpol or whatever to get for Ken Ofori-Atta back home, and Ken Ofori-Atta thinks he can evade that by going behind some technicalities, whatever is making Ken Ofori-Atta raise money from Ghana to be using out of the nation, why don't you shut all those companies down? Because there are laws that clearly state that when the state is looking for you and you evade, and as some time pass and you are not able to show up, that you have to in court or whatever, the state has the right to take or confiscate all your properties. So why are we still in Ghana not taking over Ken Ofori-Atta's properties? It means the Attorney General is not doing his work. The OSP, you all know, is a junkie, doesn't know what he's doing. He's protecting criminals as a special prosecutor, which we all know. Now, I'm talking to the Attorney General. Why is it that Ken Ofori-Atta's properties in Ghana, over 300 properties, making millions of dollars for him from our economy, being sent to him abroad? Why are we not taking over Ken Ofori-Atta's properties? Why are we not taking over his companies? Why are we sitting here and saying we need Ken Ofori-Atta back? Because the companies in Ghana, they are making millions and billions for Ken Ofori-Atta, and he built those companies on us. Any interest of the building companies, the money Ken Ofori-Atta made in Ghana to build all those companies, those monies are our monies. So we have the jurisdictional right. Our jurisdiction as money womb. We need to make sure we confiscate every single company that belongs to Ken Ofori-Atta. Mr. P, Mr. S, go into the group of companies. When you enter data bank, the Ken Ofori-Atta's group of companies, it is there. Let me show them the number of companies Ken Ofori-Atta or Ghana ha. Attorney General. What kind of nonsense is this? And we sit in Ghana, we entertain bullshit. The guy is not going to come into the companies of Ghana. Why are we not confiscating everything? Because every dime that data bank makes, every dime that his insurance company makes, that money is sent to Ken Ofori-Atta back in America. So cut that blood off. Cut that blood off. If you don't cut that blood off, Ken Ofori-Atta will be living outside, not wanting to come and account for his stewardship. He will be making money out of us indirectly. Are we stupid? And the Attorney General is walking around wearing suit and speaking grammar. What are you doing about that? Or you are scared of Ken Ofori-Atta, or you are being paid as an Attorney General? So get to work and make sure you go to court to seek the necessary permission to confiscate every single company that belongs to Ken Ofori-Atta, Enterprise Insurance, and the nonsense. We need to take it away from him. But we sit in Ghana, we don't want to take action. Yes, press conference. The guy is still taking our blood. He's still making money from Ghana. Why are we making these foolish people take advantage of us like that? And this government, I am so disappointed in the Attorney General. I don't know the kind of work you are doing. We trusted the OSP, who is not trusted by even a dog. Nobody trusts the OSP of Ghana. He basically is working for the MPP. We know he has committed a lot of sins. He's scared to leave that position. That OSP has been compromised. There's no doubt about it. He's not going to do any shit for you people. That OSP sitting there, he's been compromised to the point he cannot do shit. He's there protecting criminality. Now, you, the Attorney General, who needs to show something, you are sitting there. I don't know whether you have connection with Ken Ofori-Atta, you are benefiting from his money. Why are you not going after his properties? Because the law says it clearly. If at the point, the government has the right to seize every single property you are involved in. So why are we sitting here? Over 200 companies which is owned by Ken Ofori-Atta, they are still making money and sending it to Europe, America for Ken Ofori-Atta. And every time we speak like this, and they will say, we don't respect you people. You are not doing your job. The Attorney General is slowing everything down. This Attorney General is not effective. If you want to show us you are effective, if we need to get Otchere-Darko. If the Ken Ofori-Atta guy wants to stay in America using technicalities, we get it. Otchere-Darko. But Otchere skin, no, we need the skin of the Otchere. Because the moment you take the skin off, that Otchere cannot survive in a jungle. The moment you take the skin off, Otchere will get diseases. Otchere cannot sleep. Otchere cannot even lay in the grass because he's going to be uncomfortable. That is why we hear Otchere. So go after his property. When what kind of Attorney General job are you people doing? A nonsense in this country.
Mechanically. Does it make sense to you? So also gold, would you cut oil? Gold for oil. Why don't you sell your gold, make the money and go and buy the oil and go through a middleman? Me man go school. But economics in a gumitri keke. Man go school. Simple things that we can do. And I'm surprised. You see, we have the men. We are hailing this. We are hailing gold for oil. Jesus Christ. We need to move. Move. Mechanically. Does it make sense to you? So also gold, would you cut oil? Gold for oil. Why don't you sell your gold, make the money and go and buy the oil and go through a middleman? Me man go school. But economics in a gumitri keke. Man go school. Simple things that we can do. And I'm surprised. You see, we have the men. We are hailing this. We are hailing gold for oil. Jesus Christ.
Simple things. You make it complicated. Now, if you put the pressure back to government and so, because the Attorney General is failing to do his job. Simple things you can do. Simple things. Ayenini will talk, lecture everybody, and every day he's going here, he's entering here. Simple things. Take it to court and let court say you cannot take over the companies. Take it to court and prove that you are the Attorney General. This guy, whether it's a co-founder, as far as he has shares in that company, shut the activities down. At a point, we overlook law and look at patriotism. The judge sitting there needs to understand. We want our money back. He's a Ghanaian like yourself. He's traveled to America. He doesn't want to come. A reasonable, rational judge will be like, yes, we also want accountability. So no matter what, whether it's a partnership or full ownership, I am seizing your operations from today. That is what you do as a nation. That is what patriotism means. And the Attorney General was trying to wear a suit. No, a jalalas, no, Cambrofuwe, and you know me, and we know your credentials. Do the job. We know all your credentials. You are a good lawyer. We know your expertise. What are you doing? Let us see something. Simple things. Simple things. So if Ken Ofori-Atta has 200 companies and over, and he is a shareholder in those companies, what we know is we want Ken Ofori-Atta to feel the pain. As a nation, we should find ways to seize the operations of those companies. And what makes it better for you as an Attorney General is that there are laws that clearly state that when somebody is needed for accountability and evades, what we can do is we can confiscate their company. It did not say half or full. As far as it's part of a company, that company, he has shares in it, we can confiscate the company. So what kind of drama are we doing in Ghana? Yaka brofo sa yene enimu nyansa yene de bia na obi amfre honorable yene ebetuma chechirem. This is not about chechiremu. Simple things. You are putting pressure on the government for no reason. For no reason. You, the Attorney General, you are putting pressure on the government for no reason. Because simple things you cannot do. Simple things at Ayenini you cannot do. You are doing everything. That is why the biggest problem for this nation is we appointing members of parliament as an Attorney General. It is not good.